So I'm painting my kitchen. I've painted this wall, right, where our new fridge will go. I'm painting this back wall. I was sitting literally in this windowsill, right, so I could paint the trim of the window. So I'm literally like sitting on the counter right here, right? And my doors are open to allow ventilation. See my door, here's my window open, right? Here's the walkway. I'm painting. I'm listening to Billie Holiday while I paint. I have to look out the window. Nobody. Okay. And I hear like an older lady, like really loudly, talking. Now, my neighbors that are on this side, like this house, they always have unique visitors. That's the kindest way I can put it. Oh, there's the police officer. Sorry. So I'm hearing this lady, right? And I'm just thinking nothing of it because sometimes they have visitors and they yell and whatever. But the voice starts getting louder and louder, and I'm sitting like at my window, right? And I'm hearing footsteps, and I'm like, oh my God, she's coming up to my door. I stick my head out the window, and I'm like, hi. Kind of scared her, which I felt bad about. I just keep checking, see if the police are coming or not. I don't know. I keep hearing things. And she was like, I brought you flowers. Here's the flowers. She picked these off of my neighbor's bush. She brings me flowers, and she's like, I don't even remember what she told me they were. She just said that they can float in water. And so I'm like, oh, thank you. She then tells me, I don't know how long you've lived here, but someone was murdered at the house at the corner, which I already knew. Like, I already knew that. But I was like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, it was really messed up. Really terrible guy. Really, he's a psycho. He's in jail, though. It's unsolved, though. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she was mentioning my neighbors who always have interesting visitors. She was like, this guy and this guy, they're really nice. Like, they're not. And I know the mom is in the hospital. And I was like, is so-and-so in the hospital still? And she was like, the mom? And I was like, yeah. She's like, I don't know. Like, yeah, she's not very nice. But the dad, he's really nice. He's such a nice guy. Like, he's great. I don't know if you've met him yet, but he's a really nice guy. The son, he's really nice. Like, they're the only good one. Like, they're the good ones. They're the good guys. The dad is dead. I know this for a fact. He's not alive anymore. The only people that live in this house is the mom and the son, and then they have their friends that are weird. Now the son, okay, we're not talking about young people. We're talking about like a woman in like her 70s, and the son is like 50 something, I think. I don't remember. They're older. The son lives in the garage. Anyway, so I was like, okay. And also, she smelt like, you know that like someone who just all they do is drink every day, all day, and it's that like deep, like their organs are fermenting and it's coming through their esophagus. Do you know what that smell is? It's not like someone had a little alcohol. It's not like a little alcohol smell. It's like their pickled smell. I could smell that. And I wasn't even that close. And I kept like holding my breath. I was like, she never asked why I was in the window, but it didn't seem very strange to her. And then she would go to leave, but she kept talking to herself, and then she would start a conversation with herself, turn back around, and come to my front door. I thought she was about to come inside my house, because she used my knocker. I have this knocker, this thing. Sorry. This thing. She was playing with it, and she started talking about Halloween, and then she kept mentioning the murder. And I was like, yeah, someone was murdered there. Yep. Okay. But she lost me when she was mentioning the dead neighbor. That is really nice, and I should meet him one day. Anyway, I I kept trying to get her to leave, and finally she was like, I'm gonna go to the park. And I'm like, okay, have a good day. And she's like, oh, thanks, you too. And she left, and I'm like, okay, let me get up. And I was like shutting all the doors, all the windows, and I called non-emergency just to be like, hey, because I saw her right before I called non-emergency, because I thought about it, just because she smells. She went and picked more flowers, and she started to go door to door. And I'm like, okay, I really hope she doesn't go to the house on the corner where someone was murdered and tell them, hey, did you know someone was murdered here? Because there are children there, like the 2 little kids, I think at least 2. And I'm like, I started to panic. And so I called non-emergency, and they can't find her right now. However, they've called me back twice because they're trying to find her, and they're gonna check the park now. So I don't know. And they're like, call us back if you see her come back to that house, because I know she's visiting this neighbor because she knew them all by name. I just anyway, so someone was murdered down the street at that house, but it was a long time ago. It was like 2010 or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, now I'm a little freaked out because I couldn't understand a thing. There's a police officer again. He's going back and forth, back and forth. Hopefully found her, but they might call me and then it would cut off this video. So anyway, they're trying to find her. I don't know. They have more important things to do than look for a drunk, incoherent lady giving people flowers and talking about how someone was murdered. Anyway, so I'm gonna try and get back to painting, but I thought I would tell you this kind of creepy story because nothing really ever happens to me ever. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Bye.